One of the things I love about the plant community is its generosity. Plant-loving people are so giving. I got a call from the beautiful people who are Tinker Garden. They've been moving house and were looking to gift some plants, give them new homes. And they just said, would you like some Anthuriums? And I'm like, heck yeah, I want some Anthuriums. So I went over to their house and I got me a truckload of plants. Okay, maybe not a truckload. So today I'm going to show you what those plants are. I'll be giving them some rehab, giving them some fresh leca where needed, and yeah, just, you know, having a little bit of a chat and showing you my haul. This is a Magnificum hybrid. That's what that little label says. You can see this plant has definitely seen better days. You've got some yellowing leaves there, some new growth coming through. This one is still living in perlite, so not the happiest of bunnies. So I'm gonna take it out of that perlite. That is the root system over there. It's not looking bad. It looks pretty happy actually. I'll just get rid of that leaf there because we're not going to use that anymore. And I will put this in, I think I'll put it in a 10 centimeter pot. Yep, I think a 10 centimeter pot will do quite nicely. Now I have, all that. That is a lot of leca that I prepared earlier, a lot of leca. And that's what I'll be using for my plants. So I'll just put a little bit of leca at the bottom there. I just want enough so that my plant can sit in there, and I just fill that up with leca. That looks really, really good now. Now I need a label for it. So I have made some fantastic labels with my label maker. I went to town on this. So I just need to find which one it is. That's the one. That is the one I wanted. That's the Magnificum. There we go. That's going to go there. I've got a reservoir for that plant. That will go there. This one is an Anthurium blue velvet crossed with a Majestica. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous little plant. This one is also still living in perlite. So I'm just gonna smush that and take that out of that perlite. And you can see those roots. Ooh, looking so sumptuous. That is amazing. That looks really, really good. I'll just get my 10 centimeter pot, put a little bit of leca at the bottom, place my plant, get the roots and just place that in there. I want the plant to go deep into the pot and then fill the rest up with leca. So that has that nicely covered there. That is my Anthurium blue velvet crossed with a Magnificum. And that is a cash pot for my beautiful plant. Up next is a Pappy cross. Look at that. That's the newest leaf over there. This one is checking out, but look at that crazy, crazy root situation. It is going bananas. It is absolutely going bonkers. And this plant is living in a sort of mineral-based substrate. So I'm going to take it out of that. This is where I'm putting all that mineral stuff because all I need to do is actually sterilize it and I can use it again. So, ooh, that is the root system of that plant. Looking really, really good. It looks really good. So I am not going to actually separate the roots from that. I'm just going to leave it exactly the way it is. And while I'm doing this, I'll get rid of this leaf here. I don't need that. It's dead. Do you know what? I might get rid of that one too. I think there's no point in keeping that. So the point is just to clean up my plants so they're looking really nice and gorgeous. So for this plant, I'm going to use a 14 centimeter pot because I really want to get that really buried deep in there. So I put some leca in my pot. So just about a third of the way. And I'll get my plant and I'll just... Look, I didn't even need to actually take that mineral substrate off there. It all just came out. It all just came out. So, what can I do? It was not my plan, but I think the plant wanted it. So there. There we go. The roots of plants are usually quite robust actually. So in as much as, you know, you don't want to start fiddling with the roots, it's what happened. So all I do now is spread the roots out evenly and position the plant exactly where I want it to be and fill the pot up with leca. So I'll give this pot a little bit of a squeeze, and that's just to make sure that all that leca settles in there nicely. There are no spaces or gaps, and I fill the rest up. So that is absolutely beautiful. So I should have a label somewhere. That is it. That is my Pappy hybrid from Ken Hossen, I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. I'm so sorry if I've said your name wrong, but I'm just going off the old label and I'm hoping that I've said it right. And that is going to go in that reservoir and that will sit in there. How much nicer does that look? I'm telling you, I know this plant actually feels so much better when they get into a new home. Next plant is Robin's Dark Crystallinum hybrid. That is it. Look at that. That's a gorgeous little new leaf over there, looking absolutely brilliant. This plant has seen better days. Look at that leaf, that leaf, that leaf. Looks a bit sad. So I'm going to take, oh, there's actually 2 plants in here, I think. Yeah, there's 2 plants in here. So just take that out of that old leca and I will sterilize that and use it again. This leaf over there, I'll just get rid of that. Don't want that. I think I might get rid of this little one as well, you know. I mean, we're cleaning house. That's what we're doing here. Cleaning house. So that one will go too. And I think I might get rid of that one as well. Just get rid of that one. And this is now what I'm working with. I might use this because if I put it in this 10 centimeter pot, I will very quickly need to be repotting and I don't want to do that. So a little bit of leca there and I'll grab my plants and put them in there, and I really want them to be quite deep in the pot. And, oh, hang on, go there. Roots keep coming up. There we go. That's exactly the way I want to have them. I'm trying to see if I can get a front and a back. See, I'm positioning them in such a way that this is my front. So I'll hold my 2 plants like that and fill that pot up with leca. Of course, make sure my leca is nice and settled, and I think that is perfecto. That's my little label over there. Done. That is my cash pot in there. Robin's Dark Crystallinum looks beautiful. Oh dear, look at this mama. This plant is huge. This is Robin again. It's a Mag Forgetti cross or dark, no idea. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's living in a 14 centimeter pot with a lot of leca in there and a lot of roots. The roots have just gone insane on this plant. I need to take this plant out of that leca. Oh. That is my plant with that root system. Now, it does look quite, that's the newest leaf there. It's not looking happy at all, not looking happy. I'm gonna take this big leaf off, I think, because it's just not doing anything at the moment. I'm pulling that off. I want this plant to start focusing on regeneration. There's actually 2 plants here. So I've got this one here and that one over there, 2 plants. I've got a new 14 centimeter pot and a little bit of leca at the bottom, and I am going to put my plant there like that and simply put more leca in that pot. I'm not sure how this one's going to recover. I think it has seen better days, to be honest. It is not a happy camper. Okay, just squeezing that pot a little bit more. I can see there's some space over there. So I just want to make sure that all that space is taken up with my lovely clean leca. So those roots are surrounded by leca. That looks good. That is my new label over there. Put it there. And I have my new reservoir. Now this gorgeous little baby here is a BHP crossed with a wild crystal. So that being a black complex with a Hoffmani and Pappy crossed with a black crystal. She's so cute. I love, love, love this little plant. She is living in the mineral sort of substrate, and I just take that out. Oh my goodness. There is hardly anything to those roots. Oh, I'm a bit worried about this one. I'll use a much smaller pot for this plant. I think this is maybe 7 centimeters or 6.5, I don't know. I'll just put a little bit of leca there, place my plant right there, and fill that up. Okay, I've got the label on there, and I've got a tiny reservoir that I will give this particular plant to live in. So I'm a little bit concerned because the root system wasn't that big for this plant, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how she carries on. This one is called a Sunshine Merchant. Now, this is a hybrid that Sunny actually created, Sunny of Tinker Garden. So I'm really excited to see what this grows into. Also growing in the mineral substrate. So just gently take that out. Oh, and that just comes off really, really nicely. So again, 2 plants in that one, which is good. You know, this whole 2 plants thing is really good. It really makes that pot look absolutely gorgeous and full. And all the leaves on this one are looking fantastic. So I'm not going to have to do anything at all. So I've got my 14 centimeter pot. Fill that up with leca a little bit. Grab my plants, try and see if there's a front. Don't think it really matters with this one. It seems to be all over the place. Place that nicely in that pot and fill that up with leca. Give it a nice squeeze, give it a nice smush. Okay, that's my Sunny Merchant label. Give it a gorgeous reservoir, and that's my beautiful plant. All right, next up is this gorgeous, gorgeous, amazing looking little plant. This is a Guatemalan, which is crossed with a black something. I don't know, a black hybrid. I don't know what that is exactly. I think he purchased this from Fitzroy Nursery, and that is living in that mineral substrate. Pretty tiny as well. So I've got my substrate thing here. All right, in you go. And that comes off nice. 10 centimeter pot for this gorgeous mama. This leaf looks a bit weird. It's not having its best life. So I'm just gonna pull that out because that looks weird. This one also looks a bit weird. I'll leave it because I think it was the newest leaf. I don't know. So I'll just put that in there and fill the rest up with leca. Okay, that's my plant in there. That's my reservoir, and in she goes. Up next is my pure Grande. That is a pure one. Living in leca, and oh, this plant has seen happier days, I can tell you that. It's definitely seen happier days. And this is what we're working with. Look at this one. I am going to take that leaf off. I don't think that is serving any purpose, neither is that one. Just take that off, and I'm left with these 3 I'm happy with that, and we'll go from there. Probably 14 centimeter pot. 14. Some Leca at the bottom. And this one actually has a pretty thick root system going on there. I think that's as far as I can get it to go. I would have really liked it to go deeper, but what can you do? Up there, give that a nice squeeze. Okay, that is my pure Grande. Oh, hang on, pure Grande. What? Okay, there. Pure Grande. This is my Luxurians crossed with a Crystallinum. Look at those leaves. Isn't this plant just majestic? This one is living in a Leca, and you can see that root system has just gone crazy. I want to take it out of that Leca. There we are. There's actually 2 plants living in there. And like the others, this leaf looks very sus. I'm going to take that off. This one is also looking a bit weird. I'm going to take that off. Just anything that does not look the business is coming off. Right, hang on. So tangled, so tangled. I think I'm going to take that one off as well, honestly. Yeah, so that is the plant that I am working with now. And that is going to go in a 14 centimeter pot. It is a good thing I have a lot of 14 centimeter pots. I actually had to buy additional 14 centimeter pots for this particular project because I did not have enough. There's no point in using smaller pots and then having to come back to start doing repotting because the plant has outgrown the pot. Just no point whatsoever. So now that I've got that placed where I want it, I'll just fill that with Leca. And there we have it. Oh, that is going to be a very, very big plant very, very soon. Plant parent problems. That is that. So that is the front of the plant, and I'm going to have to, direct that to face that way because they were all sort of living in one tub and they were all scrunched together. But there we are. That is my Luxurians crossed with a Crystallinum. Not too much more to go. I hope not, because I'm getting a bit tired of this. This is my, it's a Crystallinum crossed with a Forgetti Cape Oasis. Look at that. How beautiful is that plant? Living in Leca as well. That's the root system of that plant there. Just get rid of that. Does anybody else need getting rid of? Maybe that one. Get rid of you. Look at that new one. She's beautiful. I don't know, 10 centimeter, 14, maybe 10, because I'm really running out of, no, 14. Right, yeah, definitely 14. 10 would have been way too small. So put that there. I kind of run out of reservoirs. I'm going to need to make more. So I've got plenty. That'll sit there without a reservoir for now. This is my Regale type. It's from Robin as well. I think that's all the identification I get. Look at how magnificent this is. Like seriously though, it's living in Leca. That's a really, really old leaf that's not looking its best. I'll take that out of the Leca and we shall repot it. So this plant is quite big. I'm going to put it in this one. It's bigger than 14. It's an 18 centimeter pot, 18. But before I do that, I'll just get rid of like some of this old stuff. I want to get rid of that old leaf as well. I don't think it's serving any purpose. And then we will do the repotting. to run out of Leca a little bit at this point, just a tad. So I want to spread them out like that. That is exactly what I'm looking to do. That goes in that reservoir, and look at that. Doesn't that look so much nicer? That plant is really happy. This one is a silver heart. It is, look, this plant is really quite unhappy, I think. It's a silver heart, and the silver heart is a Crystallinum crossed with a Magnificum. That is that plant. Look at it. It's just literally falling out of that Leca. That's it there. It's so limp. Oh, sad, sad plant. This leaf off. And there's another one there. It's got that. That leaf broke off there, so I'll just take that off and hope that things go well for it. That's definitely going in a 10 centimeter pot. There we go. And in you go, my darling. In you go. And I think your front, oh gosh, I can't even figure out what's the front. It's so sad. There we go. That is my label there. And that is my cash pot. There's one more plant I got from Sunny, and this one is a Pallidiflorum. There's quite a number of plants in there. They're still very, very tiny. I'm guessing they just germinated. So I am not touching that at all. I'm just leaving that in my Kmart egg. And I'm closing that off. I've got that in a bright spot, and I'm just gonna let those plants grow out a bit before I even touch them. The last plant I'm going to show you today is a Hoya. Now, if you know anything about me, you will know that I love Hoyas, and also this has been on my Hoya wish list for years. This is a variegated Wayetti. I have been wanting this plant so badly. And when I went to Sunny's house, I was like, oh, I really want one. He's like, you want one? Here you go. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm so happy. This plant is still living in that mineral substrate. So I'm going to take that out and put that in some Leca. Got my 10 centimeter pot. Fill that up, put my plant, and away we go. So that is my Hoya all potted up. That's going in its gorgeous little reservoir, and that is where it will live. So I am done repotting all the plants that I got from Sunny, and I'm going to fill up all these reservoirs with my special sauce, which is my Clonix clone solution mixed with my root zone. That's just to stimulate those roots to grow and establish in that Leca system, and then those plants will thrive. I will keep you posted on how everything is going, but if you're loving some of these Anthuriums, check out this next video where I show you some of my Syngoniums. I'll see you there.